Hi and welcome to or welcome back to my channel.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
If you're new here, please leave a like and a subscribe because I know most of you watching aren't subscribed, so please subscribe and watch another video. It really helps me out and it'd be greatly appreciated if you like this kind of video or any other videos that I've made. Please check the other ones out and let me know what you think. As you can see behind me, currently in my kitchen. I'm not in my bedroom anymore because Jake's in bed, but I feel like it looks a bit better as well than just having a door and stuff in the background. So yeah, I feel like I'll probably be filming here from now on because it's a lot blanker, looks better. Also, sorry if you can hear barking a bit in the background. My next door neighbour just got a French bulldog puppy and it's so cute. It's adorable. But yeah, if you can hear that, then that's what that is. Hopefully it's not too loud. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I moved from Sheffield to Nottingham at the age of 18. I was 17 when I started looking to move and I was 18 when I actually moved because it took that long. I moved to go to college in Nottingham, to go to NTU, and obviously when you're in college you're not a uni student, so you don't get a student loan. So we faced a lot of problems as we could afford these houses, but the money was coming from our parents and stuff like that, which is obviously not credible sources to estate agents or landlords. So we faced a lot of problems surrounding that, and I'm just telling you the story of how I did it. But if you'd like me to go more in depth and talk about how we view properties and stuff like that and how expensive rent should be and that sort of thing, then comment down below and I'll do a video on that because I know that I did not know anything and a video like that would have been really helpful to me. So yeah, roll the video. So we made the decision to move in March of 2019, I think it was, and that's when we started looking. Obviously we weren't looking for flats to rent at that moment, we were looking for like flats and houses to rent from September, like student houses, that sort of thing. But there weren't very many available. We actually had a FaceTime viewing of a flat that was in the city centre, which is where Jake goes to college. However, we just kind of missed up on it because we didn't want to put a deposit down because we'd not been accepted into college yet and that sort of thing. So if we didn't get accepted, then we'd just be paying rent to a house and have to live there for no reason. We then saw another house which was a 2-bedroom house. We really liked it, and it was affordable. However, when we looked at how I'd have to get from there to my college, it would take me probably just a little bit longer to get from my house to there, so there'd be no point living there. As my college is on the outskirts of Nottingham, it's actually closer to my house than the city centre of Nottingham is, and that house was on the other side. Does that make sense? I don't know. But yeah, and then we kind of just gave up for a little bit and just made sure that we were accepted into college and that sort of thing. And then Jake's stepmom started looking again and we saw a house for rent that was 1-bedroom house, and it was just down the road from my college. It was perfectly easy to get to. It was like a 15-minute walk. We really liked it. It even had a horseshoe on the door outside, so felt like it was just fate. So we was going to move into there and the landlord agreed and we were getting all excited. We'd applied and the landlord said yeah, and then we had to take our passports in and like our what's the word, our like identification things, like our address and stuff. But then they realised, I don't know why they didn't before, but they realised that I wasn't 18, and although that the landlord okayed it as Jake's stepmom was going to be a guarantor, they said that they couldn't accept it and put it through, so that set it back. By this time, me and Jake had both started college, and obviously we both live in Sheffield and our colleges were in Nottingham, so I was travelling on a Monday, getting up at like 7 o'clock, taking 3 hours to get all the way to my college, going to college, and then we were staying in a B&B. and then I'd go home on the Tuesday after college because I had Wednesdays off, and then I'd get up at 5 o'clock on a Thursday. I'd go treat myself to some hash browns from McDonald's, travel all the way to college again to be there for 9 o'clock, and then I'd stay in the B&B again, and then go home Friday for the weekend. But sometimes I had weekend duties on the Saturday, so I'd have to stay on the Friday as well, so it was just getting really, really expensive. But during this time, whilst we were staying in the B&Bs, we found a 2-bedroom flat that we went and viewed, which was just up the road from the B&B, still in the village below my college. However, it was just really creepy. Like, where the bedroom was, there was like a little door with a little latch that, like, it gave me like really spooky hotel kind of vibes, and it was just huge, and you couldn't get rid of any of the furniture. The furniture, it came furnished, so they were just like random stuff all over the place, and it just wasn't good, so we just gave up on that one straight away. And then we saw a 3-bedroom house. Now obviously we don't need a 3-bedroom house, however it was affordable, sort of. I'll get into that. So when we went and viewed that on the same day that we viewed the 2-bedroom flat, we really liked it, so we put in an application for it, and we actually got it. We were ready to set in, we had a move-in date, but it got pushed back. I can't really remember why it got pushed back. I don't feel like, the estate agents and the landlord hadn't gone round and done the checks of the house, you know, like if there's a hole in a wall or the door or the window's broken or something like that, obviously they have to go and check it, and then we check it so that they can make sure that it's not our fault. And they've not done that by the time that we were supposed to be moving in, so it got pushed back for 2 weeks or so. I think we had all our furniture delivered. We'd order stuff from IKEA, like a bed, a mattress, drawers, everything. We had wardrobes, I bought hand soap, everything, just everything. This was around, I want to say November time, so just coming up before my 18th birthday. And obviously I'd been travelling to college for 2 months. My dog keeps coming into the kitchen, so I have to keep pausing. I keep forgetting what I've said. Can you just go away while Mum films for a little bit? Had everything ready, getting delivered. The day we were supposed to move in, we were getting something delivered the next day, and my mum had paid for it. But then Jake's stepmom spoke to the woman at the housing office, I don't know what you call it, and because basically because we were students and moving to a different city, to help us out, there was some sort of bursary that you could get. I was getting a bursary from my college, but on top of that there was like a government bursary kind of thing that you could get to help you out, where they'd pay half of the rent if you were a couple, because obviously it saves them money, 2 people living together, and obviously me and Jake were both students living together. So we were told that they wouldn't pay for any of it, so we obviously then could not afford it at all, as our parents would have been paying for it, and then we were going to get jobs once we got settled in and then begin to pay for some of it. That makes sense. So yeah, we had to give up on that, and obviously still travelling. From September till December, I spent around £700 on just train tickets, just travelling from Nottingham to Sheffield and back. That money I'd saved the whole entirety of summer. I'd worked at McDonald's to save up to, you know, buy things for the house, that sort of thing, but I spent it all on travelling, just on 4 months of travelling and B&Bs, and obviously our parents paid for some of the B&Bs, but not all of them, and Jake spent endless amounts of money as well. So obviously this wasn't a good idea. We couldn't just be staying in B&Bs forever. So I'd originally been offered a place to stay at college. However, when I was going to be there, I was going to be in the under 18s flat, because obviously I was 17 when the course started. However, in them flats you can't have visitors, so Jake couldn't come and stay with me, and obviously that wasn't fair because then he'd still be travelling too. So when obviously I turned 18, I started looking into the over 18 flats, as you could have visitors, you could have someone stay 2 nights a week, which would be perfect, so that Jake could, because he only went to college 3 days a week, so that, yeah, we worked it out, but it worked out perfectly for us. Excuse me. So yeah, I started emailing the accommodation team and got in touch with them just before I was ready to go and meet with them and arrange a plan. I got an email from one of my teachers. She told me to go and speak to her because they had a room empty, or they had several rooms empty, and they knew that I was travelling all that time. And obviously it was taking a massive toll on me and it was costing so much money, so they wanted to offer me a place in the accommodation for a little bit cheaper, and I had a bursary from college, and then this on top of it. It was really affordable, so we decided that that was the best option. I went and met with one of the heads of years. I think that's what he is. I don't know, but he is an amazing man. And then he put me in touch with the accommodation team. I went and saw them, and they basically just said that there wouldn't be anything that I'd have to pay, as the bursary and that sort of cancelled itself out. So I went to go and view the rooms, and they all look the same, to be honest with you. So I picked my room and just said, yeah, that's fine. And he said that I could move in. It was on the Friday, I want to say, when I went to view it. And I moved in on the Sunday. I was just at Jake's house. And I was just saying that, like, my dad couldn't take me until Wednesday, so I'd have to travel again. And she said, right, let's go get your stuff, we'll go take you now. So I just kind of filled the car up with everything that I needed to stay that one night, like bedding and stuff like that, and like plates and like just essential things, some food, because I knew that my dad was coming back on Wednesday to bring some more stuff. So yeah, I moved in on the 26th of January in 2020. And obviously I'd been travelling from college, home and home to college, from September up until January, obviously without the holidays and that sort of thing. So I was exhausted by this point, but I was still loving it. So I was so happy to move in and only have to walk 10 minutes down the road to get to college every day. It was amazing, because where the accommodation is, it's very close to the top entrance of the university, whereas the equine unit's right down at the bottom, so it was like a 5-10 minute walk sort of thing. But that was so much better than 3.5 hours travelling every single day at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I moved in and Jake stayed with me that night to just, make me feel a little bit better, because I moved in quite late in the evening. I think it was like 6 o'clock, and at this point now I know there was only 3 people living there. But I thought, because there's 6 rooms, that there would have been 5 other people living there. So I was just really nervous. So I went into the kitchen to make some food, and then Josh, big up Josh, we're now really good friends and friends with everyone there. But at the beginning it was so awkward. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was just like, hi, and I don't even think that they knew that someone new had moved in. I think he just saw some girl in his kitchen and was just really confused. But anyway, the day after, I spoke to him and had a great chat. Now we're best of friends. I'm sure he's probably watching this in South Africa. So yeah, there was just Josh and Victoria, who lived there at the time, and my friend Jasmine, who probably going to see a lot of when I go to college. She lived in a different block, one of the university blocks, because she was 20, I want to say 19, 20. She was 19 because she had a birthday. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, and she was in Cherry Block, but she wanted to move to come live with me, because I'm great, obviously. So I moved in on the Sunday, and I think on the Monday the next week, or maybe the Friday, or just something like that, she moved in. She went and saw accommodation straight away and moved in. We moved all her stuff with Jake as well. And then yeah, she moved in. That was great. It was just great fun, just living with your best friend. It's like a massive sleepover every night. So yeah, it was a lot better, a lot less straining. It just really improved my life, and I miss it so much. But life was going great. I was learning how to adult day by day, thinking of all the things that I did wrong. I set Josh's chicken on fire once because he put the packet on the hob, like the plastic packet with the chicken in. Yeah, and I turned that hob on by accident and it started burning. But I was slowly learning how to adult. I was cooking my own meals, that sort of thing. It was really helping me out, learning to be alone and be independent and that sort of thing. But living with other people who've been adulting for a long time definitely makes you feel a lot better. It speeds up the process. But on the 16th of March, which was a Monday, we got in the group, we got a message saying that we had a new timetable because we just started our exams. We were like halfway through them, and they sent us an email saying that we were getting a new timetable on Tuesday morning to sort of like cram in our exams because they thought that we'd be closed for a week before or after or both of the Easter holidays, obviously due to coronavirus. So we got that and we were all confused thinking, oh, we're going to be off until September, getting all excited about it, but really there's nothing to be excited about now that I've realised. So yeah, we went home, whatever, and then on Tuesday morning I had preparation for my exam. So our feeding and behaviour exam, we have an A4 sheet of paper, double-sided, that we can write our notes on, and then from that you have to then write your essay, if that makes sense. So we had the preparation for our feeding exam that morning, and then we got the new timetable just after we'd done that, saying that we were basically cramming in all of the exams, the ones that we had left, so the actual writing the essay for the feeding, the biology exam. And then we had practical exams and riding exams. We were just sort of cramming all of them in to 2 weeks so that we could go off, and then obviously whatever we thought was going to happen with coronavirus. But after we left that lesson, we had a tutorials lesson and we were waiting for it, and then it never happened. So we went back to our college flat, and then an hour later we got an email saying that our lesson that afternoon was cancelled as well. And then we got another email about 10 minutes later saying the college is closing, basically go home if you want, that sort of thing. So we decided on Tuesday that we thought it was only going to be for 2 weeks lockdown. Yeah. So we thought, yeah, let's stay here, it'll be great fun, we'll all be together and that sort of thing. And from Tuesday until Thursday we were living together, just in the flat together 24/7, sat in the kitchen watching films, joking around, getting drunk, that sort of thing. And then we slowly realised that it wasn't possible. We needed to go home, we couldn't just stay there with each other because we were slightly driving everyone insane. And also on the Friday it was Jake's 20th birthday, so we wanted to go home so that he could see his family. Bear in mind there was no news of lockdown or whatever, we were just told that we could go home, but we just thought it was for the Easter holidays at this point. So the plan was we were going to go home for Jake's birthday and then come back to college and just self-isolate there, I guess. However, we went on Friday, we then realised that if we went we couldn't come back, and we were all pretty fed up with each other, so we needed to leave. So we got Jake's stepmom to come and pick us up and then just pile in like the essential things, like food that was going to go off and that sort of things, dirty washing. We took that back to my house, and then we've just sort of been there ever since. Then on the 3rd of June I went with my dad to go and get everything, completely move out of the room. I'll leave a link up there to the video of me moving out. It's a very, very sad video. I've not watched it back once I've edited it because it just makes me really sad. So the day before I went and got all my stuff and completely moved out and filmed that video, I actually booked and paid the deposit, £200. That hurt my bank account, especially not after working, because of all this time from living in Nottingham. It really hurt my bank account. But yeah, I paid my deposit and booked a room to go back on the 13th of September. In 83 days, I've got a countdown. I am so excited to go back. I know that's really sad, but I'm really excited to go back because it was just really fun being independent and just living alone and doing what I wanted, that kind of thing. But when I go back to college, which I think will be the 14th of September, I don't know, when I go back, we'll only be going in one day a week, and then all our lessons are going to be online for the first term. But I'm not going to be naive to think that it's just going to be for the first term. Like, I thought lockdown was only going to be for 2 weeks, and here we are 14 weeks later, still in lockdown. So that's the video. That's how I moved out at 18. Well, started moving out at 17, but actually finished up moving out at 18. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you'd like me to go more in depth of how I found the houses and the viewings and that sort of thing, obviously it didn't work out for me, but I'm sure it will work out for you if you're an actual uni student, or even if you're a college student. I can go into how I would have gone about it had the houses allowed me to live there. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, let me know what you thought of it, and subscribe. It really helps me out. I'll leave a link to my Instagram down below because I post more stuff about the videos so that you never miss one. I'll also leave my username down here. So yeah, give me a follow on Instagram and you'll be able to see when I'm posting and that sort of thing, what videos are coming up. Let me know what you want to see, that sort of thing. So yeah, please like, subscribe, comment, follow me on Instagram, and I'll leave a link up there, pretty sure it's up there, we're getting better, to another one of my videos. Feel free to check them all out. It really helps me out. So yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye.